I'm Cate Mandelski, and this is my mobile media case study. It's about North Korea and their technology diffusion and everything that's going on there about cell phones and technology and all that. Okay. I chose this country because it's a very, unique case in terms of, everything pretty much, but especially, technology and media and stuff like that. And they have an authoritarian government, which means that the country has a very strong central power and very limited political freedoms. And some of these limited freedoms include little access to media and technologies, which obviously affects the mobile media diffusion in this country as a whole a lot. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just thought it would be an interesting example compared to other countries with different governments. Um, yeah. Okay, like I said before, this is a very unique country when it comes to everything, but society especially. Like I said, it has an authoritarian government, which just means that there are a lot of freedom or lack of freedoms. They're also disconnected from the world, especially digitally, which makes this interesting when it comes to mobile media. They also have a system in place called the Songbun system, and it pretty much splits up society into three groups: the core, wavering, and hostile classes. And there are a number of subcategories too, and it makes it impossible for people to move up socially, which I think is interesting in terms of the society as a whole. It says a lot about the country. And the TV and radio that exists within the country is only stuff that's approved by the government, specifically created for North Korea. Nothing comes outside of North Korea pretty much. Um so the citizens have come up with ways to defy the regime in terms of technology. A really popular thing to do, I guess, is smuggle different types of technologies from China, like radios, MP3 players, TVs, DVDs. But the most notable thing that they smuggle is cell phones. And they also use reception from China. They steal both the cell phones and the reception. And this is a very dangerous thing for the citizens to do, because if they're caught, there will obviously be severe punishments. But one of the reasons that cell phones are growing in popularity in North Korea is because the government is wanting to make their own cell phone companies to encourage people to stop smuggling cell phones from China and stop disobeying the government. So pretty much the only cell phone company that exists in North Korea is called Koreolink, I think is how it's pronounced, and it first launched in 2008. And at first, the regime only allowed for a select few to receive cell phones, but it quickly changed into obtaining a cell phone directly relating to someone's ability to afford one. So as more and more people purchased cell phones in North Korea, informal markets began to pop up, and people began finding new opportunities to make money and stuff like that. Stuff that has benefited the citizens. And I'll touch more on that a little later. So, because the Koreolink company is the nation's only cell phone provider, they do generate a pretty impressive amount of business. This company is available in 100 cities, and it covers 14% of North Korea's territory and 94% of its 24 million people. And because of these high numbers, mobile media diffusion is happening at a very rapid rate in North Korea. And the average costs of cell phones range between like $100 and $400, and these numbers don't include the service plans. And it's a notable thing to mention that cell phones have helped a number of citizens in North Korea raise their personal income. Many have been taking advantage of the cell phones to start businesses with the help of their phones. And in a survey from 2019, a number of North Korean cell phone users were interviewed, and over half of them said that they use these phones for market activities. So overall, it's like very much benefiting these citizens. So when it comes to the government's relationship with mobile media and mobile media diffusion, the government has a great effect on the country's mobile media industry as a whole. With the rise of like technology and cell phones and internet culture, um, the government has been like much more aggressive in digital monitoring because like it's gotten that much more difficult to control everybody. But because it's gotten more difficult, the rules and regulations have just gotten stricter to like stop it from happening, I guess. There's a system in place called the signature system, and this system automatically identifies and deletes any file linked to a North Korean device that hasn't received like a stamp of approval from the government. So this is just like one of many rules and regulations that the government's using to like stop um, stop people from disobeying the government, and they just like are trying their best to keep monitoring these citizens in a time where like it's becoming nearly impossible. So in conclusion, the cell phone rates are only going up. Mobile media is diffusing rapidly in North Korea, and even though the country is receiving like major backlash from the rest of the world regarding the way they like treat their citizens and the rules they have in place against their citizens, they don't really show any sign of like stopping doing this stuff anytime soon. So it's pretty much just gonna stick this way, it seems. But yeah, cell phone rates are going up, mobile media is diffusing rapidly, and I'm very interested to see where this country goes from here.